All right, welcome to this show. This show,
Waffle.
we have the Hoyo La Amistrad, and with it, the Hart and Son Blackpool spiced rum.
Ooh.
Thanks for tuning into Cigars, Liquor, and More as we join our buddies Bill
Howdy.
and our other brother Daryl,
Smoke up, Johnny.
chilling through 2022. Broadcasting from our studio speakeasy as they talk about cigars, liquor, and anything else that comes to mind.
All right, well, this Hoyo is General Cigar, cooperation with A.J. Fernandez. It's a 5 1/4 by 54. It has an Ecuadorian Habano wrapper, Nicaraguan binder, and the Nicaraguan fillers are from Esteli, Tepe, Condega, and Jalapa. The MSRP is $8. And, you know, that filler is right up AJ's alley. That sounds totally all AJ.
Yeah, it does.
The rum is from Guyana. It is Hart and Sons Blackpool Spice Rum. They bottled it at 86 proof and is aged in bourbon barrels with an MSRP of $30.
I guess I should do this. Yeah.
This actually got a really mild cold draw.
And there's a lot of work that went on.
You know, I
in
really
this
like
label.
the Hoyo. I like the Hoyo
Logo?
bands. I like the Hoyo bands.
Yep.
It's just it's cool, and this is gold and red, so this is very Chinese oriented. I think they went the sort of Chinese. And it's nice. And it even says AJ Fernandez is a secondary band to let you know that he's part of this because he's gold right now.
Oh yeah, he is.
Well, it's a really mild cold draw, and it's mild on the lips. I'm not getting a lot of spice on the lips either. Let's light this boy up.
Cold draw. What's that?
Yeah, I know. You know, honestly, it is semi worthless, but there is some value in it sometimes. Mm-hmm. Oh, I got bad spot. Oh, it is out of juice.
What?
Out of juice.
I'll try that one. Maybe I'll have better luck than I did. Can you get it? Oh, look at that. Look at that. There you go. All right. In business.
Oh, I turned up the volume a little bit.
I didn't.
Okay.
I didn't look. There's a plus on there.
Yeah, plus or minus, you know, the little dialy thing. Okay, well, let's see. So there's a spiced rum. Let's see how it comes out. I only took a little sip of it to get an idea. And honestly, it's just like all the other spiced rums. It's a little bit more alcoholic, but otherwise it reminds me of just about every other spiced rum. Maybe at 30, it's a little higher than some of the other spiced rums, but Guyana, I'm like, well, I gotta try it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. No reason not to.
no cork pop though.
No, it's a screw cap. Lemon Hart Blackpool spiced rum imported by Demeria Distillers USA, Florida. I like seeing rum imported from Florida rather than New York.
It is dark. It is really dark.
Oh, it is. It is.
Not
very
the what's the Spirit of the Captain one? The black
dark.
spice.
The Kraken.
No. The Captain Morgan's black spiced rum.
The black. Yeah, the black.
What is that one?
Oh, it's called Black Spice Rum. But yeah, Kraken. Do what? Essence.
Yeah,
of the
that one.
Captain. That's Kraken.
No, that's not Kraken. It's not Kraken. Whatever it is, it's a berry. Whatever. Anyway, it kind of reminds me of that without the fruitiness. You know, actually, the nose of it is a little different.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it's got a really fruity nose, and not all that fruit comes through in the taste. Actually, what is it?
It's a
Is that pumpkin spice? Maybe that is really interesting. What is that? I want to say pumpkin. Yeah, I'm going to go with
Yeah.
pumpkin.
Almost like pumpkin pie filling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I buy that.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
This is a Thanksgiving rum right here.
I like it.
If you have Christmas in July, why can't you have
yeah.
Thanksgiving?
Thanksgiving in July, almost August.
Yeah. You know what, though? The pumpkin's not as strong in the flavor as it is in the nose.
No. None, actually.
And
But it's...
there's like a nutmeg in the nose, too, but not on the palate. Interesting. Nope.
But there's...
The nutmeg is in the palate, too.
But there's almost a licorice kind of flavor to it.
Thank God I'm not getting that,
No?
because I don't like licorice.
I'm not a huge fan of licorice, but it's got almost that kind of flavor.
I'm an anti-fan of licorice, I'll tell you that right now.
I just...
No, there's a little nutmeg on it. Oh, I like that. That's
little
fun.
nutmeg? I'm okay with nutmeg.
Are you gonna
wanna
try it?
some of that?
There you go.
Yeah. Give us the official...
Yeah, women got better nose and palate than men.
Hell yeah. Mhm.
All right. It's a weird face. She's
know, right
working
on.
it out.
Right off the bat, I'm liking this cigar.
I'm digging it. Yeah. I was gonna wait till it settles because we're still right around half inch in.
Oh yeah, but that's pretty good.
AJ's on fire.
He is.
Can really taste the jalapa.
There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah, there is. Well, you know what? With the cigar, there's a little cola. Yeah, with the so
Okay.
I hadn't hit the cigar a lot, but there's a little cola with the cigar that I didn't get until I took a drag.
There's a almost synthetic vanilla to it.
Well, it's a rum, and so they can put artificial flavors in it.
Yeah.
It does. It tastes a little.
So I could see some
Well, I think-
synthetic vanilla.
I think this whole thing is added.
I would probably agree. As dark as it is, there's no age statement on it. It's a screw cap. It's it's highly
This
likely.
is-
You know what? Let's go to the bottle. You know me. I like to go to the bottle. All right. Here we go.
Yep.
Single estate distillery, an exceptional rum experience. The result of craftsmanship and tradition passed down through the generations since 1804. Rum always. That's its own sentence.
Yeah.
Distilled and aged and blended in Guyana under government supervision. That must be their bottle and bond version. Certified marks, Demara, authorized by some guy's signature I can't read. Barrel type bourbon, 43% alcohol. All right, the back just says Demerara rum with natural flavors, spices, and caramel. So caramel is not a natural flavor in this case, right? Otherwise it wouldn't be and caramel, right?
Right.
So they just poured caramel in it, and that's probably where the darkness comes from. They're like, burn some sugar and pour it in there, baby.
That's right.
I mean, that's a common thing, right? You add
It is.
sugar
It
to lighten up the burn of the alcohol, right? So
Mhm. And they didn't
they didn't what?
well
What
they
should-
didn't hide the fact that they added stuff.
Well, they have to list it, right?
They
You can't hide it. You just list it. You have to list what's in it.
no, you don't.
You don't?
No.
No. Well, good on them. I thought you did.
But and they didn't explicitly state it. Hey, we added stuff, but they kind of did, right? You read it, and you get, that they just added something. And it's not necessarily a bad thing. I don't think adding something to a liquor is necessarily a bad thing.
It's not.
But
I love blueberry stoli.
I want to know. I appreciate it when you tell me.
Yeah.
That you have done that.
Now that I taste the cola, I can smell the cola too. All right. This is not a bad spice rum. I like the spice rum. I didn't know what to make of it, honestly. I was like, I don't know what to make of it. But anything new I find, I'm going to buy. I have to buy new things.
Yeah.
And so, again, saw it and went, oh, never seen that in Dallas. Pick that up. Sometimes it's good to travel and go to other cities and pick up stuff that looks weird.
You betcha. Hey, got to do it.
This was a Kansas City
or rather,
pickup.
You should do it.
Yeah. This was a Kansas City pickup. This was in a KC liquor store behind the restaurant we got lunch at. I'm like, wait a minute. Whoa. We're getting lunch here? And I could see the liquor store? We're going in. I went in.
Not bad.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad.
Now, one thing I was a little disappointed in.
I know quite a few people that would like this rum.
Oh, yeah. Including yourself.
I do actually kind of like it.
The prices in Kansas City were higher than Dallas for liquor. I know it's a bummer.
I don't think that surprises me.
Okay. Oh, here's what I noticed. The lower end bottles were more expensive, but the higher end bottles were almost the same price. So like Jack was like $3 or $4 more, and
Maybe.
Four Roses were $3 or $4 more. But then Russell's Reserve was the same price, $35.
Maybe they do a higher volume on the lower. I don't know. I don't know what
Just
to
an
make of that.
observation.
Now it does get rather sweet.
Well, here's the irony. I probably should have paired this up with a stronger cigar, but this cigar was listed as being kind of strong, and it's not coming off as strong to me. We're 3/4 inch in right now. We probably should. We could go to the cigar. Let's go to the cigar. This isn't coming off as a strong cigar. This was listed as, this is one of the strongest that Hoya's made. And I'm like, I guess they make a lot more milder cigars than they do medium cigars, because my perception wasn't that Hoya's all mild. But this does not come off as super...
There's some Hoyas that really aren't.
I thought so.
But I would put this as a kind of a medium bold.
Me too. I wouldn't call it a bold.
No, I'd put it more as a medium bold. It does leave a mouth coating, but for me, that coating is at the front of the palate. Not really, not so much in the mid, not so much in the back, but really front of the palate. I'm sorry, I said that all wrong.
It's at the back?
No, it's at the mid.
Oh, okay.
I don't really get much of it on the front. I don't get much of it on the back. For me, the coating is almost exclusive in the middle of the palate. I'm getting kind of an earthy flavor out of it, and maybe some wood, but I'm not getting a bunch of different flavors.
I thought I'm getting the baking spice in the middle here, and I get wood and earth, but it's very mild. I think the baking spice is a little stronger for me. And the retro's pretty decent. It's not real peppery. It's nice and smooth. It's really, really casual. Yeah. Again, A.J. mints. He mints.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, those baking spices you mentioned, I do get off of the retro hail.
Okay. Cool.
I don't really get it on the. I don't get much of that on the draw.
Well, in almost all of my releases of a draw, I put a little through my nose, so that could be picking up. I think probably every third I do a little tiny little retro.
Yeah, I don't.
I do it with almost everything. I mean, just again, allergies. I need to be beaten ahead with it.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. No, I almost always don't.
Okay. I usually
I don't do really don't do a retro hail unless
you're thinking about it.
Unless I think about it ahead of time, or you mention it.
Well, that's usually when you do it.
As soon as you mention it, I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't done this yet. So let me go do that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah. So nice. I mean, it's nice medium, and actually, I think it's going really well with the rum. I like it with the rum, even though it's the rum would probably be with stronger cigars, but it's doing really well. I think I like it. I like these two together. Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, tech sport's coming in for another taste of the rum.
Well, I think she likes it.
I think she likes it in a backhanded way.
So I've had several others that do have the cola flavor, not including the cola rum we had, which was really cola. Like, this is a rum and coke, but it's more alcoholic rum and coke. It's like a rum and coke with a splash of coke.
Yes, not the other way around.
I've not had that much cola in another one that's not specifically cola. This is the most cola I've gotten in a non-cola rum.
This is very, very cola.
Mm-hmm.
You're right. It really is.
Yeah. So she's picking up the cola big time too now. But I like the other things in it too.
Well, I was eating a piece
So
of
do
Halloween
you think
cheese.
what I'm thinking of?
Opened it up.
So do you think when I think I'm doing licorice, I might be doing something more akin to cola?
Yeah, there's no anise in this.
Okay.
I'm super glad I'm not getting any either because F that. I do not like licorice.
You have some licorice in the house, don't you?
Yeah, don't bring
I
it.
have some red.
Oh,
Generally,
maybe I need to
is more
try
of
some
a
again
black
and-
jelly bean, a licorice jelly bean flavor.
Oh yeah,
which
pass.
which is better. It's not as crazy. I am licorice.
Oh, that'd be hilarious if we did all of our flavors in jelly bean flavor. Welcome to the Jelly Bean Flavor Podcast about cigars and liquor.
This one's very specific. This one's a birdie box.
Every flavor bean.
All right. Well,
I don't want one that tastes like earwax or vomit or whatever else that stuff was.
oh yeah, they had the toxic ones, right?
Sardines.
Sorry.
All kinds of awful ones. You were supposed to play basically Russian roulette with jelly beans. I can't remember the company that did that, but
Birdie box.
yeah, that was horrible.
Harry Potter thing.
That was just very. I get it. It could be a funny,
Torture
party.
your friends with this.
Yeah, well, it could be a fun party thing to do, get people's faces and but I don't need that anymore. I'm done with that.
What? You're not in college
Mm-mm.
or high school?
All right, maybe I act like I'm in high school a little bit, or grade school sometimes. Stop! I'm stopping at grade school. Okay. All right. Oh, I got that look from my wife now. Okay.
The wives are here, so we can't get away with nothing.
You're still crying about nap time.
All right.
Yes, I do still whine about nap time because
love nap
I
time.
didn't. I never got nap time.
Yeah, you did.
No, I didn't.
You don't remember because they were dosing you up with whalers.
Kids in kindergarten got nap time. I did kindergarten in Okinawa. I did not get nap time. We sat in a circle 8 hours a day, learn how to speak Japanese.
Yeah, failed.
That's why the Japanese are better at learning than we are. So I come back to the States and find out kids in kindergarten had nap time.
Yeah.
I wanted nap time. I missed out.
So, being fans of firearms that we are,
Yes.
I wanted to
certainly
cover a news article that started on Fox the moment it happened, because only Fox is going to report positive things about guns. And don't get me wrong, I'm not a huge fan of Fox News. It can be very stilted. But
Well, all news sources are.
all news sources are.
There isn't a single
That's why you
news
got to read
source.
all of them.
Yeah, there isn't a single news source that isn't slanted in some direction. That's how journalism goes
That's
these
just
days.
life. But it
But,
finally showed up on CBS and a couple on Yahoo
yeah.
News and a bunch of places. This is about the Indiana
And oddly,
mall shooting.
So I've been an NRA, a member of NRA for a very long time, and there's a magazine, one of the magazines that they publish that I really like because it's got it's got articles by people that are trying to teach you something.
Yes.
About a particular segment of the firearm industry. And I enjoy things like
Yep.
that, much like I do, articles that are trying to teach you something about a particular segment of the semiconductor industry. So for me, it's the same mental exercise. But in the NRA magazines, they have something. They have a segment where they talk about people defending their life or someone else's with a firearm.
Well, they want to highlight it because nobody else does.
Yeah.
And now we do.
Yeah, and I mean it's all over the place where these things
it
happen.
happens a lot more than you think.
Yep.
Because nobody publishes it.
Yeah, this one just happened to hit the national scene. Most do not.
Because it was phenomenal.
It was.
So
absolutely.
the title of this is Armed Civilian Neutralizes Indiana Mall Shooter in Just 15 Seconds, authorities say. So it took just 15 seconds for an armed civilian to neutralize a man who opened fire in a mall food court in Indiana on Sunday, authorities said. 3 victims were killed and 2 more were wounded in the attack. But in the Tuesday statement, they had previously thought it was 2 minutes, but it turns out it was, when they went to the video, because, there's cameras all over.
Over malls.
It was 15 seconds. Now, again, this man's name is very difficult to say. It's Elisjsha. Elijah Dickin stopped the shooter, identified as 20-year-old Jonathan Sapirman. Now, this guy was only 22. So the guy who had his carry, so he had a carry, but Indiana is no longer requiring a carry.
Yeah, Indiana doesn't require a license. It's what's commonly termed as constitutional carry.
Right, but he did have his.
Yeah. And
the time lapse was 15 seconds. So this guy opens up fire after coming out of the bathroom, and Mr. Dickin engages him in 15 seconds, fires 10 rounds, and 8 of them were in the shooter. 8 of them were in the shooter. Not a trained individual, not military, not an officer, not an officer.
Police.
He said his dad taught him how to shoot.
Good job
wow.
on that, Dad.
And the guy had 2 rifles, a pistol, and several magazines with him, so he was ready to open up. This could have been much worse.
Yeah, much worse.
Much, much worse. He was just happened to be there. Here's the thing that bothers me the most about this.
I've heard a lot of people decry the whole slogan, because that's what it is.
It is.
Good guy with a gun stops a bad guy with a gun. But it's absolutely true. It's a slogan, but it is a true statement. Because,
it is.
If there's nobody there who's a good guy to stop the bad guy,
then nothing happens.
And
this is true with everything.
9.9 times out of 10, the only thing that's going to stop a bad guy with a gun
is exhaustion.
Is somebody with a gun.
Right.
Right? And if he's not a bad guy, by definition, he's a good guy, kind of. But, But, yeah, I mean, this is why folks like me, in particular, so my primary reason for caring is to protect me and those that I know, around me. This guy protected complete strangers.
Yeah, and here's what bothers me the most.
The sad part is when some of the media outlets tried to vilify him, saying he broke mall rules or guidelines, and not realizing that the injury and death toll could have been much higher than what it was
could have been 50
he
people.
Wasn't there.
Could have been 50 people.
And he was there. And that's what you want. Cops cannot be everywhere.
No.
Otherwise, everybody would be a cop.
Well, even when cops are there, Uvalde, they stood around for an hour.
Yeah.
This guy engaged the man with more fortitude than officers did in Uvalde.
Oh, and when people were skedaddling out of the way.
Oh, he waved them behind him
He's-
to get out behind me. I'm going to shoot this man. And he totally did. In 15 seconds. Brilliant. 8 rounds out of 10 in the man.
Most don't last that long.
Wow.
Or most firefights don't last long.
No, they don't, because they're very lethal objects.
But 15 seconds is rather impressive.
Rather impressive.
Because it takes a little bit to get your firearm out.
Not more than 1 or 2 seconds. I'm sure he heard those rounds in a mall, and he must have been close. Actually, they said he shot him at a considerable distance, which people were impressed with a pistol. So, good on you, sir.
Oh, definitely.
Thank you, Mr. Dickin.
Definitely. You have our love and admiration, that's for sure.
And here's what my hope is. The name that is associated with this is Dickin instead of the douchebag that they keep, because that's what they want. They want fame.
Yep.
And they want to last hurrah. They want people to know their name. And I hope nobody ever knows their name. They know Dickin's name because he's the hero.
Yeah.
A lot of times there's no hero.
They should mention the name once and be done with it.
Yep.
And give them a tagline such as blah blah mall shooter.
Yeah.
Or the Texas A&M shooter or Texas
Yeah,
Tech
name
shooter,
them,
whatever,
name them
whatever
like a
University-
hurricane.
I think it was the University of Texas.
It was A&M in
was
'62
A&M?
or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I think it was A&M.
So, yeah, you gotta just give them some taglines. Don't use their name.
I wouldn't either.
Say their name for the record, but don't
Only in the record. I
but-
wouldn't even put it in the news
don't
sources.
Just call them, this fucking douchebag who lit up on people. That's stupid.
Another disgruntled.
In his
tool.
20s, he doesn't know what disgruntled is.
Yeah, he hasn't even begun to be disappointed by life yet.
Yeah, no kidding. No kidding.
If I unleashed all the anger I've had,
And
you gotta have some respect, son.
see, people that go off on a rampage like that, I think are just weak.
That's what it is. That's
weak,
what it is.
Whiny ass little.
That's what it is.
pissants.
They're too weak to deal with their own issues, and so they lash out.
Yeah.
I love this guy who just boom put him down.
Yeah.
Thank God.
He said, "I'm here. I can do something. I'm going to do it." And it took me just as long to say that as it did for him to act it.
Very close.
Yeah. That kid, in my book, is a hero.
Not just a hero.
That's the definition of a hero right there.
He's not just a hero. He's a marksman hero. When you
He had no body armor. He had
Nope.
nothing. Yet he's still
Active.
engaged. And all those people that didn't go and engage in Uvalde that had all that protective stuff, think about that kid when you wake up in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Try to be more like him.
Don't get me wrong. There's a level that you go, okay, he was in the food court. He was very likely to be shot at. The police hadn't entered or engaged. They were completely safe,
Yeah.
right? I mean, it's easy to decide to continue to be safe when you have a family to go home to. And I get doing that, but you know what? If you're not going to serve and protect, I don't care if they took it off your car because they don't want to be sued. If you don't want to serve and protect, don't become an officer.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I
want to go home to my kids too.
Yeah,
But I also didn't become an officer.
my hope is that, stuff like this never happens.
Agreed.
Shouldn't have to. But since the possibility is there, kids like this are exactly the kind of kids that need to be raised. That's just a Bill thought.
So I'm really happy with him. Well done, sir. Well
very
done.
much kudos. Very much kudos.
I would hope that I would have that fortitude. I don't know that I would. You don't know until you're in it.
You don't know till you're there.
Yeah.
Until you're in that situation, you just don't know. And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you're a cop or civilian. It does, or even your age. It doesn't matter. You don't know until you're in that
You
situation.
don't know until you're there.
Yeah.
Boss Tones even have a song about that. I love the Mighty My Boss Tones. That's a great group. That was a great song. Because you don't know. You don't know what you're capable of till you're forced into it.
Yep.
And he was forced into it. And again, cops in Uvalde weren't.
And, so I've known, I've talked to a lot of people that their mindset is, I don't want to ever see a gun. I don't want to be around a gun. I don't want to be around people who have a gun on them. So, well, most of the time you don't know. That's the point.
That's the point.
So, and I bet you there were some of those people in that food court, had that mindset in that food court. Maybe they've changed their mind.
Well, plus, if the mall did post signs that say, you cannot carry a gun in here, that might be why the shooter targeted that mall. It is. We've seen that in shooters before.
But that was a guideline. They didn't prohibit it legally.
Oh, I didn't see that part.
Yeah, that was just a mall guideline.
Okay.
In most places,
Yeah.
you have to have specific signage.
Right.
For it to be
You do, to be legally binding.
prohibited.
Right.
This place didn't have that.
But that kid that shot up the Batman movie theater drove past several miles of other theaters to go to one that specifically said, oh, there's no guns.
And they had the proper signage to legally prevent legal people, people who follow the law, from carrying.
Yeah, I don't get that. I do not get that. People who are legally carrying are not looking to shoot a place up.
No.
And if they do, your sign didn't mean anything to them.
Yep.
You should not post those signs.
If the sign doesn't, if they're willing to break the law on that, murder is also against the law.
Yeah, if they're willing to murder, they're willing to ignore your sign.
Yep.
I don't get that. I get it if you just say standard things. You know what? Don't bring them into banks. Hey, you know what? Don't bring them into the DMV. Don't bring them military. Don't bring them into government
Federal
buildings. Don't bring them into bars, because I think that is a good rule. Don't bring them into bars.
I fully agree with that.
But the mall should not have that sign, because it's just going to attract shooters.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
we should do our midpoint.
Well, we should take a break.
Yep.
And
we'll be right back.
Be right back.
Enjoy the any time of the day cigar. Drunk Chicken cigars are nub-alicious. So good you'll smoke it to a nub. You can get 10% off your order at drunkchickencigars.com by using the promo code CLM2020.
All
right, we're back. You know the rules. Sign up, follow us on Instagram, contact us with ideas, all kinds of stuff. Suggestions.
Anything you want. Tell us if you think we're wrong. Tell us if you think we're right. Tell us. What did I do?
I don't know. I'm just going to put it up there.
Yeah.
Do that. Do that.
Yep. And as a makeup for missing an episode, I know this is the midweek show. We normally don't do a giveaway on the midweek show, but because we missed an episode,
we apologize for that. I was just on vacation and we just couldn't fit it in. It wasn't working.
So
sorry about missing Thursday.
I happened to put the name on the other side. So the second winner this week, the makeup we're sorry episode, is Trey Fitzgerald. Congratulations, Trey. Get in touch with us so we can send you 2 Drunk Chicken cigars, CLM swag, bunch of other stuff. Who knows what Daryl might put in the box, in the mail. Who doesn't love free stuff in the mail?
Okay. All right. Right, we did that. We got to cover the halfway mark of the cigar.
So really, for me, it hasn't changed that
No,
much.
it hasn't. No, it hasn't.
But nice, solid cigar. Good cigar.
AJ, come on, you lighten it up. You got it. You're fire.
On fire.
Fire.
Which is apropos since he makes cigars. So many great AJ labels.
Mm-hmm.
He just.
In the coming weeks, we're
needs
going to
to-
have more new releases.
He needs to.
PCA just happened.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't go.
No.
I wasn't able to go because he opened up a shop and
Yes.
really he's the employee.
He's anchored now. Yes.
Yep. So, I don't know. Do you know of?
I saw a lot of pictures of Brandon with Aventura cigars. There, he and Henderson are tight.
Oh yeah. Oh, and Henderson's another one. It's just a great.
Yeah, I gotta
blender.
find the Queen. I gotta find that new Queen. Didn't see it. It just came out, right? So, but I'm gonna be hunting that down. Whew.
First place start, Renegade.
Dude, gotta.
Renegade Cigars, Richardson, Texas.
I'm gonna go get that immediately. I'm gonna assume it's
good.
there.
So good. Yeah. So speaking of firearms, we took about a 3-week hiatus from IDPA.
Yeah, it's just hot.
It's not because of hot.
I thought it was.
A bunch of different things happened.
I thought they didn't have anything scheduled.
We had the 4th of July party.
Mm-hmm.
Frank passed away. Dog.
Busy.
And just some things happened. So we did our first one and first back,
Mm-hmm.
and
How'd you do?
need practice. No, I shot better than I had been because I need to do a little bit more work on my 1911.
Mm-hmm.
So I used my Springfield XD, which is 9mm,
Mhm.
and I'm above average on my Springfield
Good.
XD. So, but my time would have been a lot better if I could do something more than just walk.
Yeah,
But
sure.
with my knee right now, I can't do that. So I'm taking it easy on it.
You should.
And but my scores were really good.
Good. That's nice.
So if I can get that way with the 1911, that's
Well,
what I
I'm
want.
gonna have to do the same thing. I'm gonna have to learn the Glock. I'm sure because I shot the 1911 much better than I shot my new Glock. But I'm gonna bring it to the next IDPA and begin improving on it. It's why I never bought a Glock in the past. But I mean, it's a Glock. It's such a standard firearm, and it was
It is.
probably the way to go for aftermarket modifications and blah 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 blah. You know all the reasons. And but I'm
Reliability.
terrible with it. I'm just terrible with it.
Piece of advice:
Mm,
you need to work on your grip.
absolutely. You know what though? I am pretty consistent.
honestly-
I'm 3 inches low, so I just aim high. I'll be like the Air Force. I'll aim high.
I think Kentucky windage is a great thing. That's the old school name. For, I'm hitting 2 inches to the left and down. So I'm gonna aim.
Sounds like you need
2
to
inches
work
the
on
right
your
knob.
grip too.
No, I'm talking about you.
Oh,
But just making that visual adjustment.
Uh-huh. Can work.
Old school term is Kentucky windage.
Yeah, it can work.
But fundamentals, and I highly recommend that you do training with Mitch.
Yeah, I should. He's a local
Spend-
guy.
yeah.
He's a former SAS
Yeah,
and
spend the-
really good.
Spend the $60, do a class with him, and he'll have you bang on. There you go.
I'm gonna do that. I am.
Highly recommend it. Mitch is a great guy. He's
I
a
am.
great teacher.
I just haven't done it yet.
And you've done a class with Mitch.
Yeah, I've done a class with Mitch, but not, specifically grip control.
Yeah, and for anybody who is not really having a great time with whatever they're shooting, find an instructor in your area. Take
Yeah.
a personalized class, and tell them, look, this is what the symptom is.
Yes.
Help me improve.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
they can dial you in.
Mm-hmm.
It's well worth it.
Well, plus,
well worth it.
a lot of people who are anti-firearm are, hey, you know, anybody can just get a gun. You even have to have a license to drive a car. And I go, you know what? So to be fair, it's not a right to drive a car. It's a right to own a gun.
Mm-hmm.
So, but at the same time, I'm like, I still recommend you go get training on the gun.
Definitely.
You should practice with a gun. You should train with a gun.
Definitely.
You should get training on the gun. I wouldn't be against having you go through some, hey, how about we know what we're doing before we use it? You know, that being said, it's a right, so you can't force people to do that. But I recommend it wholeheartedly.
Oh, yeah. And if for nothing else, so that you know what not to do.
Yes.
I've been around plenty of people who don't like guns,
Mm-hmm.
but they're willing to learn about them just to be safe because somebody else in their immediate family has them and likes them. If it's in your household, you should know how to properly use and disarm.
Yes.
Very important, disarm a weapon.
Yes.
That's how you prevent problems from happening.
Mm-hmm. Totally agree.
So you should, at the very least, get some kind of training on that. Even if you don't ever plan on shooting a gun ever again, at least learn
how they work.
Yeah, learn how to fire, aim.
Even if you don't want to wash dishes, you should know how your dishwasher works.
Yeah, and you know, take a magazine out of it, or if it's a revolver, take the rounds out of it. You know, just make it safe. Learn how to make it safe at the very least.
I'm on board with that 100%.
But you should also learn how to shoot it while you're there. That's a Bill opinion.
Mm-hmm.
So me and the now wife, when we first started dating, I told her, if you find a gun,
it's loaded. Yeah.
And she was like, all right.
Yeah, I've experienced that my whole life.
I'm like, hey, yeah, here's some. Because I have dated some girls that I've said that to, like, you have guns?
Yeah, yeah.
Maybe this ain't going to work out. You should leave. But my wife can shoot every gun in this house. She may not like them.
Yeah.
But she can shoot them and she can unload them.
And actually, if you do want to learn, IDPA is a great place to be.
Oh, yeah. Unloading it safely is probably the most important thing.
Absolutely.
Above firing it, being able to unload it safely is paramount. Yeah, IDPA is great. It's a non-money shooting sport.
Yep. And very instructional. The people there will help you.
The people there will help you. There's no actual teaching. They don't teach you how to use a firearm.
No.
But
it'll turn into an educational experience.
Yes. And they're super nice. They're very helpful. And
Texas is huge with IDPA.
If you shoot a firearm at IDPA like the wife did, and
it's not past tense.
Well, no, I'm talking about and you have a malfunction.
Oh yeah.
You are responsible for clearing that malfunction,
figuring it out,
taking care of that malfunction. Now they will give you they will tell you things.
Yes,
you should maybe do this, maybe do this.
They're watching you like a hawk.
But they are not going to take it from you unless you're a danger to others. They're not going to take it from you. You are gonna have to work that out, and working out malfunctions is
critical. Probably
one of the most difficult training things there is, because you don't always encounter malfunctions. And being able to manage your malfunction and do it safely
Yeah.
is so very important.
Mm.
Anyway.
Oh man, AJ's great collaboration. Great collaboration between
Absolutely.
General
CEO.
and AJ.
Yep.
I'm really liking this Hoya. You know what though?
Now,
I like most Hoyas. They're a very good blend.
The General line of cigars, there are some really, really freaking awesome cigars in the General line.
Well, it's a huge line, to be fair.
Yeah. And there are some knockouts as well in the AJ line.
Oh yeah.
Most of them.
Yeah.
And for them to get together and do a collaboration, it's just freaking awesome.
I suspect this happens a lot because they have the bigger the company, the more options they have with their tobacco because they own so much of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then your smaller guys like AJ and all the boutiques that we love, they have fewer options.
Yep.
And so when you give them bigger options, they can make a great blend. And the collaborations are just usually phenomenal. So my recommendation is if you see a collaboration between a boutique and a large blender, do it. Try it because it will probably work out.
I wouldn't necessarily call AJ a boutique.
Okay. He has definitely gotten large. As everybody starts as a boutique. So he was a boutique probably just a few years ago.
Yeah, I'll agree with that statement.
So, I mean, that's a me thing. There might be some cigar people out there who disagree with me. But that's my perception is that he was recently a boutique. He probably makes enough cigars now that he's no longer a boutique. Remember Omar was telling us how many factories he was opening? Woo! Because he's on fire. That's why.
Mm-hmm.
But so he's probably not a boutique anymore. But
I wouldn't consider him such.
But if you have, not anymore, but if you have something you find that is a boutique blender for a large manufacturer, buy that cigar.
Yeah. Yeah.
You should try it because it's probably pretty good.
Yeah, and they're gonna vet the people they collaborate with ahead of time.
Well, not just vet. They're gonna taste his blend before they turn it out.
Yeah.
And if they approve it, then it passed the mustard. And it's probably going to be a good offering. So I'm going to recommend this all day.
Well, you know what? Sun's going down.
Yeah, we lost video.
You're close to the end. Why don't we go ahead and wrap this up?
Sure, let's wrap it up. You want to start?
Sure, I'll start. For me, I'm barely halfway through. Just past halfway through.
I guess.
You've been toking on it pretty good.
I think you talked more this go around. I think that's all it was.
And but for me, it hasn't changed. But I really like this blend.
Yeah, I do too.
Great collaboration. I'm glad they did this. The rum, artificial flavors and all.
Yeah,
I think it's a really good rum.
Mm-hmm.
Not going to be my go-to, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, I get it.
But in certain situations, when I'm in the mood, because there are times when I'm in the mood for something like a Captain Morgan spiced or a Kraken or not a red,
there's a bunch of other spice rums.
Not a red rum. But this one would probably be my first go-to in that category.
Keep it around.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, I'm going to go with what Bill said.
Nice.
I feel better.
Heck yeah.